It all started with a little late night cruise with some friends. There were 5 of us. Brandon, Jake, Kyle, Stacy, and I. We just got out eating at a restaurant, and we're gonna go crash back at Kyle's apartment. As we were driving back home, I don't know how it came up, but we all started talking about scary stuff. Brandon actually had the idea of trying to go on this road named Hatchet Road. It crosses about 5 miles of dirt road, and is surrounded by forest. Apparently, this man had built a bunker and took his family and murdered them with a hatchet. Hence the name, Hatchet Road. Later he committed suicide, and the house or bunker still remains in the forest. There are many stories of other people experiencing things on the road, like hearing whispers or getting chased by God knows what. Anyways, I put the road on my GPS and we started to head over. We arrived at this passage leading to a road, which the GPS said we had arrived. We drove into the road and literally it was nothing but forest on the other side. It looked like some wrong turn shit. Like every minute or so, there would be a big space on the side of the road leading into the woods. Every space did have a gate though, and it said no trespassers. We wanted a good spot to park the car, so we came upon this bridge, and a small river flowed underneath. We parked at the edge, and we all got out. We were actually pretty prepared for this. We had phones, flashlights, and boots in the trunk, just in case the grass was being all wet. We walked down the dirt path, and kept going until we found an opening with a gate. You could easily walk past the gate, so we did. At this point, Stacy was actually getting freaked out. So I told her we would go in and just explore it a bit, and then leave. All the guys were in the front, and me and Stacy were in the back, following. It was actually pretty freaky. Just a group of people in the middle of a forest trying to find a bunker. The tall trees made quite a scary view. About a minute of walking, we stopped at a 2-way path, which you either go left or right. Now we weren't about to do that splitting up stuff, so we agreed. Left looked less creepy, so we went in there. We walked a bit more, in another 2-way path. It was like a cliche way of us choosing where to go. It was pretty cool, but like I said, pretty creepy at the same time. All of a sudden, we heard something near us. It sounded like a branch, like something stepped on it. Brandon just said it was probably an animal, and of course, we should listen to him and just kept walking. With every step, it kept getting darker and darker until it was pitch black. I seriously considered leaving, but the boys insisted just to keep walking. While I was using my flashlight, I turned to see Stacy, and I saw something move behind us. I screamed out, "Hey, there's something behind you, Stacy." She turned around and our flashlights went out. All of a sudden, we hear a scream that sounds so sinister that my hair stood up. It sounded like a loud screech from something out of a movie. All of a sudden, you hear Stacy running down the path, and we all tried to reach up to her, but somehow she ran so fast that she went deep inside the forest, and we couldn't find her anymore. The guys and I ran into the direction where Stacy had gone, but with forest all around, it was going to be impossible. I was losing my breath from running around, but we finally stopped. The guys were scared shitless, and I asked what was that sound. All the guys just stood there trying to catch their breath. I tried to call Stacy, but she wouldn't pick up. Eventually, we started to move, and we came across a path. We slowly walked inside and tried to keep each other close. We heard that screeching sound again, but it was much farther away. It sounded like an animal or something demonic, or whatever you want to call it. I tried calling Stacy one more time, and we actually heard her phone ring. It sounded nearby, so we hurried up to the sound, and for some miracle, Stacy was crying on the floor. She said something was trying to chase her, and she felt like she had to run away. Obviously, we didn't want to find that bunker anymore, and we're just grateful that we found Stacy. All of us just stood there, close by and tired, and trying not to make any noise. It took us about 30 minutes to figure out where we were. Once more, we heard some bushes moving near us. We all ran for our lives, and I don't know how we got there, but we managed to get back on the road. Brandon hurried up and put auto start for the car, and we all hopped in and sped down the road. I looked back one more time, and I just saw the road behind us fade away. I don't know if it was just me, but I could hear that screeching sound. To this day, it still gives me chills. And we don't know what was following us, or what was making that noise. But I will say this, there's no way I'm ever going back there. And if anybody wants to go there, I tell them to be cautious and be safe. I used to live in a house where things would happen all the time. My parents always argued. My brother did the same. There was always negativity in the house. Sometimes I want to go outside and take walks. One particular week, for some reason, my parents were at an all-time high of getting mad. So they agreed it was best to relax and take a weekend off and let off some steam. My brother was also leaving that weekend with some friends, and I'll be spending the nights at home alone. Once my parents left, they gave me money and to lock all doors and to call if I needed anything. I waited for my brother, but he didn't leave until after 8 o'clock. So I have this living room that connects with the kitchen, but it's pretty big in space. I was getting some food from the fridge when all of a sudden, something hit my foot. I looked over to see, and it was my dolly from my room. I yelled to my brother across the room to stop grabbing my stuff. He yelled back that he didn't. I just shrugged it off and put my dolly back upstairs. My brother eventually left and ordered a pizza. I was feeling extra hungry, so while I waited, I heard something from my room. I went upstairs and looked at my room. Everything looked pretty normal, but I spotted my dolly on the floor. I was a bit confused because I put it on my shelf, but again I didn't think of it and just laid it on my bed. Shortly after, my pizza arrived. I think I ate a good 5 slices, and I was so full that I could pass out. I went over to my bed, and once more I spotted my dolly on the floor. I thought I was tripping. How did it fall? I checked my whole room, but nothing. I just hopped in bed and used my phone. I was already falling asleep with my dolly in my hand, and I set up an alarm at 9 a.m. I closed my eyes and fell asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and was looking to see what time it was, and it was 3 a.m. I did realize that my dolly wasn't with me, so I looked around my bed, then on the floor. And it fell on the side of the bed, so once I went to pick it up, I looked at my door and felt kind of scared because it was wide open. I remember closing it. I just grabbed my dolly and tried to go back to bed. Somehow, I fell asleep again. But this time, I woke up on the floor. I opened my eyes but slightly, but I couldn't move. I think I was having some sleep paralysis. I tried to get up, but my body didn't let me. I struggled for about 5 minutes, but then I stopped trying when I heard something outside my door. It sounded like something on the floor. The noise got closer to the point that it was just outside my door. I was panicking, but it was no use. With my eyes slightly open, I could see something crawling on the floor. I was terrified. This figure seemed to crawl towards me. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't even do that. The thing crawled all the way to me, and I couldn't distinguish its face. I was literally in tears, and the figure stood over me, an inch closer to my face. I passed out. The sound of my alarm woke me up. I was actually still laying on the floor. It was really hard to get up. I feel like I lost a lot of energy. I was so confused. What was that thing? Was I dreaming? But I swear it felt real. Everything did. The only thing I found was my dolly in my bed. And that couldn't be because I had it on me when I was on the floor. I called my parents and tried my best to explain what happened. Obviously, they didn't believe me. I really didn't know what I was just experiencing. I wanted to get someone who knows about these things, but I don't know where to start. I've been really afraid of sleeping here, and I don't want that to happen again. Hopefully I find some sort of an explanation, or maybe I'm just going crazy. But I know what I saw, and hopefully I can figure it out.